Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel, the Eve Moliva, Human Special Coach. Topic of the day is how to rewire your mindset and outlook on life so that you remove all the unnecessary stress in our life. So this video is kind of a follow-up of a previous video that I made, which the previous video is a one mindset, how your mindset determine how you experience life from a victim mindset or blessed mindset. So in this video, I'm going to go into details into how to cultivate a blessed mindset and how this will actually shape and influence your life experience. To begin the video, I want to say that there's something within the human nature that is a little bit selfish in our wiring, in a way that we always expect things to be the way we like. And if things are not the way we like, it's usually a problem. I give an example. You could, we always, you could look at a parent taking their child to a store, and the child tell the parent, "Mom, I want this or I want that," and the parent is like, "Man, you cannot have everything you want." So this, we cannot have everything you want, but the parent would say that to the child, but in reality, adults, we're actually behaving in the same way, in a way that if things don't work out the way we like, it's a problem. Think of someone getting stuck in traffic and just kind of going crazy over the situation. Think of someone breaking with their girlfriend and they broke up with him and they're just going crazy over the situation. So there is a natural wiring within us to want things to be the way we like. And if they're not, then it's a problem. And we have to understand that the way the universe is working, the universe has a kind of its own energy that is completely independent of you. And then you as a human being, you come in with your own agenda. And a lot of time when the universe agenda collides with your own agenda, that's when it's a problem. But I want to kind of also use an analogy to kind of put things into a better, to paint a better picture. Let's say your life is a home, and the universe life is giving you events in that's part of your life, and one day life is giving you, let's say your best friend comes into your home and they knock on the door in your home, and your best friend could be anything that you like. From it could be food, it could be a new job, it could be a new house, it could be a new relationship that you're excited about. So when life is giving that event that you like, and that event comes into your door, your home, and that event is pictured as, let's say, a good friend or your best friend. When life gives you something we like, we usually open the door, and because this thing we like, because this is a thing we like, so we're excited about it and we welcome it dearly, and we give it all the love and excitement that's within our heart, and which is a normal thing to do. And but another day, life might give you another event that you don't necessarily like, and one day that event knocks at the door of your home, which is your life, with disguise as maybe your worst enemy. And a lot of time, more often than not, when you open the door and you see something you don't like and it's your worst enemy, the natural behavior is to slam the door on the face, because you don't want to have nothing to do with uh, things that we don't like. So, but in order to grow and in order to actually maximize your potential in life, we have to understand, I said before, that life is coming at us with all types of events. Some we like, some we don't like. But the ones we like, we tend to usually open ourselves to them. But the ones we don't like, we tend to close ourselves to these events. But if in life you are able to also open yourself and open your door to the things that you don't necessarily like. Let's say your worst enemy comes in the door, they knock, and you see it's your worst enemy. It could be a disease, cancer, it could be the loss of a job, it could be the loss of a girlfriend, anything that you might not like. But one day when life is throwing that event at your home, really being able to open the door and say welcome, that's really a major milestone that you have reached in your life. Because once you're able to do that, you're able to welcome the things that you don't necessarily like, but you understand that that's what life is giving you at this moment, and you're just as welcoming and just as loving to those events as you are to the ones that you like. Then this is power that you are setting in motion. And because you are welcoming the event into your life, then all of a sudden, I say it's power that is being set in motion. And if you're able to welcome the event and treat it as welcoming, as loving as you would your an event that you like, then that's how you achieve um, this state of you are aligning yourself with the forces of the universe. And all of a sudden, you would see that some of the things that you might think as your enemy can actually become your best friends. So, in order to cultivate this new angle of being open to things that life is it's throwing at you, you can practice every day. When something happens that you don't like, take a moment, stop, and and say this to yourself that this might not be. Let's say you are sick, for instance. Maybe sick is a little bit tough, but it could be. Let's say you break up with your girlfriend. You could start telling yourself and practice this way that I might not like the situation of breaking with my girlfriend, but this is an event that life is throwing at me today. And life has given me many beautiful events that I enjoy. This one I don't necessarily enjoy, but guess what? Welcome it. And I'm actually grateful for this event. So now when you actually do that, I say you open yourself to the experience that life is giving you, and you actually removing a lot of stress from your shoulders. And this is how you, I would say, align yourself with the forces of the universe versus trying to fight it. I think a lot of us human beings, we human experience become very traumatic and nightmarish because we end up fighting a lot of the stuff that life is giving us that we don't really have to fight. It's almost like you driving your life experience become as if you are driving a car with your emergency brakes on the entire time. But if you are able to open yourself to life and the experience that it gives you, even if you don't like it, all right? If life gives you lemon, say thank you and make some lemon juice out of it. But more often than not, when life gives lemon, and that's maybe you don't like lemon, someone is going to start stressing themselves over lemon. Oh, I wanted mango. Oh, I wanted this. I wanted that. And then they're going to become depressed. And sometimes someone can kill themselves over something that they didn't, over a lemon. It's just an analogy. But human beings, we do that, and life doesn't have to be as nightmarish. Actually, it can be the other way around. Whatever life throws at you, you might not like it. You can even recognize that, but at the moment you receive that, you can tell yourself that you're going to be as open to it as possible, just like you're open to the things that you like. And you can even be thankful for this moment that you don't necessarily. That's how you achieve alignment with the forces of the universe, and that's how you release unnecessary stress from your life experience. That's all I had for today. Thanks for watching.